Back topside, Mark deals with the side effects of his reintegration, taking an assortment of pills and the grossest looking liquid I think I've ever seen, which is likely to mitigate the sickness. Both of these items can be found in the intro credits. This is all taking place after the Innie's weekend ORTBO retreat, where Mark's outie was told the reason he was a little wet was because he fell off a rope. But we all know the real reason. If we take a look at Mark's fridge, we'll see two interesting bits of information. An 1871 cartoon from Harper's Weekly depicting a Russian bear surrounded by young American women. A reference to Russia's Grand Duke Alexis's tour of the United States where he was treated like a celebrity. Then there's Leo Tolstoy's Auferstehung. I hope I pronounced that right. Originally a Russian novel whose translation is Resurrection. An apt title considering Miss Casey has seemingly risen from the dead. The Russian ties suggest these items were placed on the fridge by Gemma, considering she was a professor of Russian literature in the outside world. Our innies during their ORTBO retreat wore Russian-inspired winter outfits. It turns out this reintegration process isn't a one-time thing. It takes several tries, so Reghabi will be staying over until Mark is successfully reintegrated. In order to maximize the effectiveness of reintegration, Reghabi goes through Mark and Gemma's things looking for what she calls pressure points in order to rattle Mark's memories. We'll find this necklace of hers, knitting supplies, and even her cremated remains, or at least what Mark thought was her remains.
She's not dead, she's just not here.
If you look at the back here, we'll also see something Gemma knitted with the same colors representing the 5 electromagnetic waves Reghabi used to reintegrate Mark. Reghabi also notices Mark's cough, something both his innie and outie experience. Is this part of his reintegration sickness or the aftermath of being in the frigid cold all weekend? I went back to look at Petey's scenes from season 1 and he doesn't really cough. Mark wants to know if Lumon could be hurting Gemma, but that's a question Reghabi can't answer. As Mark makes his way upstairs, he hears the voice of his wife and his innie's memories seep into the outer world. His reintegration seems to be working, as we'll end on Mark seeing Gemma in the Lumon hallway saying, "Your outie's going to be," but it cuts off. Now, the copy of the show I had didn't have subtitles, but I'm assuming we're not supposed to know what she says. The line is particularly interesting because it refers to something that will happen in the future. During her wellness sessions, Miss Casey would only talk about an outie in the present tense.
Your outie values water.
Now, if the subtitles end up revealing what she did say, then just regard this next sentence, but what does she mean when she tells Mark, your outie is going to be? I think the craziest thing would be, your outie is going to be a father. Last episode, Mark's innie hooked up with Helena Egan, and come on, we gotta assume there weren't any Lumon condoms around, so it's possible this might happen.